going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this catches you. This is here if you need it. I woke up this morning and I just couldn't stop thinking about faith. I couldn't stop thinking about what it means, why it's the ingredient to everything, and how I cultivate it. You know, it's everywhere. It's talked about. We hear have faith. We hear that word thrown around so much, but I think it's important to dissect it and to understand what it actually means. To have it, to know why it's so important. You know, in the Bible, I think it's the Gospel of Luke, I could be wrong, they talk about having faith the size of a mustard seed could move a mountain. And I think that explaining it in size is an important part of that. Like, why would, if it was just equal and opposite, why would you assign size and characteristics to it? Why would they say if you have this much faith you can move a mountain, right? Why that was used. And I've always had a very weird relationship with faith, because I feel like when they say things like jump and the net appears, I feel like I did that a lot. And sometimes that net appeared and sometimes it for sure didn't. And for me, it was very interesting. It was very, I've had a very complex relationship with the idea. And so over time, me having to do that, I've had to assess how I view it and what's my relationship to this ever important concept, this tool, this thing that seems to be the secret ingredient to everything in these texts and these books and these things that are important. So I woke up this morning with that on my heart. They say faith without works is dead. And so there's always been this balance of what does it mean, this mix between belief and trust, this ability to unequivocally, unshakably know what is meant for you, and know that you believing in something higher than yourself, and what that even means, how that manifests itself into tangible life evidence, right? I've thought about it a lot for a very long time, because I've had a very complex relationship with it. And I only think recently have I come upon something that I feel like has helped me crystallize it more and more than ever before. I was meditating a while back, and I just kept thinking about how we say things like have faith, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, like all of these things. And it's awesome when you have those moments where it gets reinforced, and we've all had them. We've had those opportunities where we kind of go, oh wow, like I didn't think I could do that, but I believed and it happened. That's awesome. But to me, it became more about like, what's a repeatable course of action that can facilitate a growing faith, that is something to fall back on, to grow with, to develop excitement within you, because it truly is this mixture between trusting and believing. And for me, I always felt like those two words were almost the same thing, sound like the same thing. But I feel like, from my perspective, and I could be wrong, There is a difference. And I think belief is kind of easy, or easier rather. I think believing in myself is harder than trusting myself. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but that's how it sits with me. I think it's easier for me to believe I can do something than for me to trust that it's gonna happen. And so I've had a very intimate and rocky relationship with faith as a result of that. And so I'm sitting in this meditation, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it. At the same time, I know, and this could be something probably for a later video, but I found more and more that in meditation, if you're seeking an answer to something, it's better to just kind of plant the seed and walk away from it and not try to force anything in that moment. But so I just kind of like leave it there, and I don't remember exactly how I came upon it, but it hit me as like, what would be the formula for faith? What is something that is actionable, repeatable? What is something that's gonna actually stand there and be something consistent within that? Because if faith is a muscle, just like anything, just like hitting the weights or whatever it is, it's like, what are the splits? That's broy, but like, what are the things that you can compound over time? And it hit me, and just as where I'm sitting now, I realized that faith's formula is this, and that is faith equals most present action. If I had to write that, it'd be F equals MPA. And when I think about that, I go, well, what does that mean? What's the most present action? Well, that's for you to answer. But when you think about your life or trusting things, whether you have an actual intention that you're trying to put forth or you don't, and you are willing to surrender to the mighty all, to just to be shown a way, what does that mean? Most present action. Faith equals most present action. And why I stumbled upon that and what that means is, this plane one, I'm gonna give you the jewel. Let this plane kind of rock for a second. What that means is, anytime you're rubbing up against something, anytime you get to a place where you don't know what to do, grounding yourself. We don't edit these. We do this live. I'm gonna let it pass though, because I want you to get this. Take a sip of your coffee, your tea, whatever. Yeah, but anytime something is intentional or you're coming from a place of surrender, presence is, I'm gonna say it in every video because it is the key. The only time you shake hands with the universe is in the present. You can't shake hands with the universe in the future, and you can't do it in the past. So presence is everything. Root yourself in the now. Take whatever it takes. Take 2 minutes if you can get there, 5 minutes, hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. That is the non-negotiable part of this. Take the time to ground yourself in presence. And you know you're there when you can observe your breath. If you could sit there and notice and take some time, and there's other ways to do it, whether it be, I'm a huge fan of the Celestine Prophecy. It's an amazing book if you haven't read it. And they talk about going outside, looking, you could just look at a tree, and the idea is to look at it and make it feel beautiful to you. It's a practical step, but find whatever, a bush, whatever it is, and really stare at it like it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and breathe it in. And if you do that for a bit, you'll cultivate this presence that's necessary. And then from there, when you're in that state, ask yourself, what's the most present action? What's the next thing you can do that is going to keep you in that state, in that present state, without worrying about the next dominoes, because that first domino that falls isn't worried about the 12th. It knows that it's a process. So ask yourself, what's the most present action you can take? And when you do that, you're exercising belief and trust. Because if I say, hey, if I'm trying to answer 30 questions to get what I want or go where I'm trying to go, I'm sporadic, I'm all over. But if I say, nah, that 10th domino is gonna fall, but this one right here is my job and my duty. And the next thing and the next thing, the next thing is gonna reveal itself. And from there you go, okay, well, what's the most present action? And it'll come to you. That's the hilarious thing about all of this, about this secret, unspoken, unseen web that we all are tied to, this cosmic soup, is it shows up. It does. It'll tell you. You will get a clear and honest vision of the next thing to do. Sometimes big, sometimes something you've never thought of. Sometimes it could feel like absolutely nothing. I could sit here and say like, oh, I want to get new songwriting clients. And I could sit there and my most present action will be just go make something on your own, or go for a hike, or text somebody that you worked with a year ago, like whatever it is. But you get that and you just operate under this notion of like trusting it and going, okay, well, I bought a ticket to the ride. I said this earlier, but belief isn't hard for me. Trusting is. Trusting that I'm gonna be taken care of is hard. Trusting that, hey, there is a hand at play here outside of my own is hard, but it's necessary. And it's the master key, it's the skeleton keys that's gonna open it up. And so sit in presence and ask yourself, what's the most present action? What is going to root me the most to the present moment now? Just try it out. Just try it out. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for any of these things. These are all these are me sharing my revelations to myself. But take the time and try it out. See where it gets you. See if it works. But that is what was on my heart. That was what I've been feeling. It's a complex, it's simple, but it's not easy. That right there is how I could describe all this shit. It's simple, but it's just not easy. So yeah, that's what I got. Let's do it.